Welcome back. If you own a small business, building a website can help propel it to the next level, of course. But if you don't know how to build it the right way, well, there are people who can help, rest assured. Thor Schrock now with our partners at Schrock Innovations here to explain. Hi, Thor.
Hi, how's it going?
Good to see you. Let's get right to it. Building a website can sometimes seem overwhelming, or maybe I can't do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Take it from there, please.
Well, there's natural stages in business development. And for small businesses, we've seen a small business renaissance. There are more small businesses opening right now every single month than we've seen since before the 2008 crash. It's amazing. But what happens is you start off as a small business, you might go with like a Wix or a GoDaddy Tonight or one of these out of a box kind of website companies, or maybe you have a relative who's pretty good with websites. I'll make you something, and they make something. And that's great. It gets you started, it gets you going, because you can have this analysis paralysis where you just don't do anything. And then you're always talking about what you're going to do, but you never do it. Doing something is better than nothing, but as your business starts to grow, having a website that is not designed properly, not responsive, doesn't have secure socket layers installed, hasn't been split tested or marketing tested, or has no SEO presence. These are things that will damage your business over time and cause and put a limit to your growth. It'll stop you from growing.
So if you don't know what you're doing, basically what you're saying there, in layman's terms, if you don't know what you're doing, you can really screw up your business.
Well, you can. There's like I said, there's natural stages to business. You go from a point when you start where you have more time than money. And then if you're doing everything right, you should progress to the point where you have more money than time.
Okay.
And then once you're there, then what we end up with is, people say, okay, I need a new website, I want it to look good. How much is that going to cost? And then they get these huge quotes, and then they stop and they say, I just can't afford that.
Okay. So I've got a mom and pop shop. I come to you, I say, Thor, I need a website because I don't want to fall behind my competition. You say what?
Well,
how can you help me?
Yeah, the initial conversation that we would have, most websites start, a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on what you want to do, right around $1,500 at Schrock. And we're designing the exact same product that a professional design studio would design for you for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. We value the long-term relationship with you as a client. We want you to host with us. We want you to have us do your secure socket layers. We want you to use our SEO services. We're willing to get you into that website a little less expensively up front in order to develop this long-term relationship. It's why we've been in business for 20 years. It's worked in every other aspect of our business, so why not in website development too?
So is there one common pitfall that you see businesses, I'll take the example of mom and pop shops that you see making, one mistake they really shouldn't be doing?
The big mistakes is anything that the Yellow Page company wants to sell you, don't buy it. When they build you a website, they own your website. They own your domain. They own your name. And so when you want to leave the Yellow Page company, it becomes just a quagmire. Like, we have to call the Yellow Page company, we have to have paperwork that documents that we're working for you, we have to get everything transferred, they don't return our calls, it takes forever, it's not fun. So whatever you do, don't go down that route. I'd rather see you do a GoDaddy Tonight or a Wix or something like that, rather than do something with the phone company or the Yellow Page company, because it doesn't work. The websites are awful. It's the same website that everybody else has. That's a common pitfall. But the biggest pitfall of all is not knowing where to draw that line and say, we're to the point now where we need something that's a little bit more persuasive than what we've had before, and we need to make that change. We do so much as to say, we'll finance the website for your small business at 36 payments. We don't have any interest, there's no fees. We'll take the cost of your $1,500 website and we'll break it up into 36 installments.
That sounds good.
So to help you just make that decision, let's move and let's do it. Have someone on your side who knows how the system works and how to do these things, and then you can focus on the things that you're good at doing, while you have someone you trust focusing on the things that they're good at doing.
And you don't have to have your brother-in-law beg your brother-in-law to do, who might or might not know what he's doing, right?
Yeah, when your relatives come over for Christmas, then they can just have Christmas. They don't have to have a website design review as well.
Yeah, good point. Thor Schrock, thanks for joining us. We'll be right back with our second guest.